Hey, everybody, just give me a second. Give me a second. I washed my hair. Well, I had a shower yesterday, and my hair has been in its loose top knot ever since. So it's quite tangled. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and went, oh, no, we got to put our hair up before we go online. And then I hit live by accident. I hit go live by accident. So just give me a second here. Oh, oh, here it is. Hey, Patricia Furia, how are you doing today, darling? Just give me a second here, folks. Using my phone so I can see what I'm doing here. 2 hairpins. There we go. There we go. Hey, baby. How's everybody doing? Let me say hi. Let me say hello. Uh-oh. My hair's escaping. Hang on. That first pin didn't go in where it should have. There it is. There it is. All right. Hi, Autumn Gypsy, BootTube, Carol McKinney, Kathy Miller, Dallas Red, Helen Burke, Julie H. from Florida, Julie Otteson, Lakeside Homestead with Dave and Karen. Welcome aboard. Lena K. Are you all right, Gracie? Les Brooks, Lisa Spear, Lori LaFleur, Lynn Lowe, Mandy Jensen, Mia Kitties, Minnesota Girl, Patricia, Furia, Furby, Rusty Gurgino, Kelly Sykes, and Terry White. Now, let me just make sure I pop out my chat. Yes, you hear Gracie getting really excited. Please be on live chat, not top chat. And Gracie missed her snuggles with you yesterday. What did you do? What's the matter? I heard you yipe. Did you hurt your nail again? Come here. Come, mommy, see. Come here. No, not mommy. Gracie, come here. What is the matter? Did you hurt your paw? Come here, come here, come here, come here, baby. Come here, let mommy see. I'm going to have to get these. I think I'm going to have to get her dew claws removed because she's always catching them. Oh, the poor baby. What's the matter? Can you hear her breathe? Oh, my goodness. My baby. You got shit in your eyes. You okay? Okay, watch. Yes, okay, baby. Where did you hurt yourself? Come on, me see. Wasn't your dew claws. You got a hair hanging out your butt? I'm on me check. Nope. Nothing. 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 You got to see the kidney bean movement here. Oops, sorry. You got to see the absolute kidney bean. Oh, shoot. Okay, maybe you can see it. Oh, my goodness. Where's your kidney bean? Oh, got your ears rubbed. All right. Oh, my goodness. Kidney bean. Kidney bean. Oh, you're so funny. Let me scratch my bum, mommy. All right. All right. There you go. No, no more. Go find your bone. She goes through these contortions to get me to give her loving. How's everybody doing? Dallas, how are you, darling? Thank you for the invitation on YouTube. Ribby, hi, how are you, darling? What? Oh, God, help me. What is it? What made you yipe? Did you get your nail caught on something? Hey? Did you get your nail? Okay, can we be calm now? Are we all done? No more crotching. Oh. All right, I gotta go spend. Listen, you got me all day, and it's not till I get up here to talk that you want my attention. Is it? Okay, let me just. Sorry, folks. I'm kind of distracted at the moment. Did you see the t-shirts I just put up on Facebook? Just for the fun of it, I put a pig's butt with a pair of lips on it, and the pig's butt is farting, and it says goodbye 2020. Make sure you're on live chat and on top chat. Yarn! Says mom is home from hospital. Oh, that's wonderful. How's she doing? No, Helen, Sam has not arrived today. I heard Friday, Monday at the latest. It is now Tuesday. And I know the perlator guys are working. And what makes me upset is that tomorrow is Remembrance Day. And nobody works until afternoon, if they work at all. Right? I'm not sure it's going to be made into a government day. You know what I mean? But, oh my God. I always get a little emotional at this time of year. And it always takes me by surprise that my dad's been gone 20 years today. Let me see if I can find you a picture of my papa. Well, there's one when he was young. I don't know how well you can see that. Doesn't want to focus. Let me think. Let me just give me a second. Oh my God. That is my. I have to double check now. There he is. That young, dapper young man leaning sideways is my daddy. It is 2020. He was born in 1926, so he'd be 94 years old right now if my dad was still alive. Oh, Yoshi! How's everybody doing? Oh, I'm missing my chats all wound up. We just had Remembrance Sunday. Granddad was a rear gunner. So my dad wanted to be, was a gunner. And the reason he chose to be a gunner, an air gunner in the Air Force is so that they would accept him quicker, because he'd lost his brother and he was like ready to, he just like, I'm going. You know what, Gracie? Where's your bone? She's not pacing, but she's like, all right, go get your bone. Excuse me. And this is the first year but come ye back when summer's in the meadow. I'd forgotten the words. Our veterans, my father is 95 years young and was on the beaches, was shot up and lived. Great man, great leader, grateful every day for him. Absolutely. My father, I don't think my father ever saw active duty. The war ended when he was about to be shipped. So for that, I'm grateful. And always, the irony of it always amazes me that my mother was one of like 13 children, and all of them came home. All of her brothers came home. My dad's only brother didn't. However, having said that, nobody ever comes home from active service. Excuse me. Because the people they were when they left were gone when they came home. You understand? War does a lot of damage. Whether you come home alive or not, it still kills the person you were in so many ways. Hey, when do we get our names? My dad's been gone 17 years, and some days it feels like yesterday. I still reach for the telephone to call my dad. Now, it's getting better. I call when I want to ask a question or I want, knowledge, I phone Arthur. If I want musical knowledge, I phone Briar, right? Okay, thank you, Terry. Thank you. Hey, Seashell. Never, Kel, never the same again. So tomorrow is Remembrance Day here in Canada. And yeah. Lest we forget. Hey, Stay Gold. How's it going, Pony Boy? Tammy Eaker. How are you, darling? So, yeah. No, my KitchenAid is not here. I'm making smothered pork chops for supper in the crock pot. I'll make it a video if that's... if you want a video of it, it's just pantry stock smothered pork chops. Pantry stock crock pot smothered pork chops. You know me, it's crock pots, folks. If I can cook in a crock pot. Oh, if you freeze, just hit F5 on your keyboard, and if you're on a desktop, and it'll come back. How are you, Furby? Trust me, take a lot of mental and emotional pictures, visual pictures, and memories of your kids, because you're going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to be asking to borrow the car or money or, you know what I mean? It's like my kids were 10 and 5 yesterday, and I woke up this morning, they were 32 and 27. You know what I mean? Names are going out for the exchange just slowly because Facebook thinks I am spamming you all. Feel free to message me for your names. Okay. Hubby heart doctor yesterday, was hell on my back and legs. Well, just chill, darling. And no, I don't have the COVID. It's my medication. Hey, Linda Crook. Seashell, I just had a biopsy done today, but I'm feeling better. You know what, Patricia? I just... you give me reason to get up every single day. I mean, yeah, I have other reasons to get up every single day, but you're one of them. Mine's 21. Seems like she was 2 yesterday. She's moving away for our second lockdown. Oh, no. Hey, Bob Brink from Big Sky, Montana. How are you, darling? How are you? Tammy Eaker, I fell in the floor yesterday. All is good, but my age is showing. Oh, yeah. See, I saw this thing on Facebook that says, you're getting old when you sit on the floor and you can't get back up. That's like, sit on the floor? Who still sits on the floor? The only time the floor and I meet, other than with my feet, is when I fall. And that's it. And then it takes 3 burly men and a crane to get me up. Why do you think I don't like to go out in public without either my husband or my son? Because if I fall, it's going to be terribly embarrassing, very upsetting, and probably produce a panic attack. So I don't, but I'm moving better than I have for a very long time. Somebody asked me the other day, when was the last time I used my walker? I told you I used it to get we're going to get rain tonight and tomorrow. I don't use my walker very much. Touch wood. Thank you, God, for medical marijuana. Hey, Stephen, how are you, darling? All fog here today. Oh, honey, are you off your meds or are you on your meds today? Hi, Corey C. Did I see Tony DeLuca? Where did I see Tony? Did I see Tony DeLuca? Where? Someone said hi, Tony. Tony DeLuca! How's it going? Excuse me. Pay no attention to the lady behind the fan. So I got a couple more blocks quilted. Oh, there. I want to talk to you. Give me a second. That's nasty. Excuse me. Wow. That was a stale one. Grabbed the wrong roach. Oh, Stephen, good news. Do tell. I know you were getting... Excuse me. I know you were approached by a company for your for your canned goods. Terry, I have done it. Pressure cook, water bath, and even hot lard. I have washed my rims also. Okay, I don't know what I'm seeing here. I haven't lost any weight. I've lost a tooth. Every time I lose a tooth, my face thins. I'm the same weight I have been for off and on, give or take 5 pounds. And I'm on the give of the 5 pounds right now because I'm 331 pounds today. And I say that with gratitude because if I was 340 pounds, that's the tipping point, right, for my body. So I've been spending my whole life on a weight yo-yo, okay? Fighting and fighting and fighting. It has just been these last 3 years that I have been able to actually stabilize my weight, stay stable for like 3 years. Since pig roast. Excuse me. But now I would like to try and start losing, but the time is wrong because it's winter. So I will probably fight all winter to stay this stable weight because I get more sedentary in the winter and I don't move around as much. Hey, all is well, but spending a lot of time taking care of the in-laws. I know, Bob. And you have our love, support, and prayers. I mean, because it's not something I could do physically. I told you I talked to Arthur and Mel yesterday, and they're hoping to come up at least to decorate the tree and have a mini Christmas. And I'm hoping Nan will come, but Howie said not to get my hopes up because he's not sure his mom's going to be able to make it. He wants her to. He's even offered to give up his bed so that she doesn't have to do the stairs. So I'll be like roommates with my mother-in-law for as long as she's here. And he'll sleep downstairs and he's going to reorganize the downstairs and everything. But I'm no longer panicking to get I am panicking to get the quilt done. I have to do some every day. But I'm not panicking panicking to get it done over the next week. So I, because I had to mail it out, and I wanted it to be there in time for Christmas. Excuse me. Oh, my tissue box is empty. I'll get another one. But with Arthur and Mel coming up in December, they can carry it back down with them, because my nephew Mikey is Arthur's cousin, but my ex-brother-in-law Marty, Mikey's dad, is Arthur's landlord, and he also lives right next door, right at the house next door. So, I mean, it gives me some breathing room for when I know the kids are going to come up. I'll be able to just say, can you take this back down and take it to Marty's house? Because Mikey and them will be up before or for Christmas, right? Yeah, I'm quilting it by hand, Cindy. I thought I had 2.5 rows left. I was so excited. I finished that half row and rolled it and realized I had 3 full rows to go. So now I have 2.5 rows to go. Well, thank you, loving Jesus. How's it going? I got great news. I got a $180 scrubby order. Wow, good going. Now, Stephen, tell me your news, sweetheart. Tell me your news. I have to. You know what? I think I'm going to put that up on my page tomorrow for my dad. Well, yes, it is a lot of love in a blanket, and I call them my ambassadors of hugs. And I'll tell you something. Mikey's like 43 years old, okay? And I still have the very first quilt I ever made him. It's in my closet, and it has to be redone for him, because it's like it's in tatters. But my Kiki, right? So, I mean, Andrew got their quilt. Andrew and Jackie got their quilt on their wedding day. Aaron and Bryony got their wedding quilt at their first anniversary. Mikey and Amanda's first anniversary is January 4th. So I'm rooting for Christmas, Okay, Steven, where did you go? Steven, did he leave? Hey, perfect shabby cat. But no, there is. It's all love. And it's probably my last quilt for somebody else. Unless Arthur and Mel decide to actually get married. And then I will make them a wedding quilt as well. And because Mikey and Amanda are not having children, I've made this quilt the heritage quilt. If you remember, Andrew and Jackie's quilt was all in autumn tones, and it was reversible so that they could, because their bedroom was in black and white. So I made the back black background with white roses. And then so they could reverse it for autumn tones for warmth, or black and white to go in their bedroom. And their baby quilt was the heritage quilt. So Mikey and Amanda are getting a heritage quilt, which means there's pieces of my father's last dress shirt in it. There are pieces from my Uncle Joe and Aunt Josie, pieces sent from my Aunt Gladys and Uncle Bill. All these people are now dead. Pieces from my Aunt Jane and her husband. All these things, pieces that are in both quilts for his brothers. You know what I mean? How did I learn to quilt? Wow, that's a big question. Stephen, I need to know what's going on. You said you had big news. Please do tell, and do it in short, all cap sentences. I learned to quilt through stubbornness. after my mother died and my father had a heart attack, he went on disability. So we ended up moving out of the city into a house. And everybody knows the story of the first Christmas in that house when I was 12, how we had almost nothing, but we had a home, and that was our gift, right? Anyway, we had this old tattered comforter, and I begged my father to let me recover it, to quilt it, and he said no. He was afraid I was going to cut it up, and we had very few blankets. So it wasn't until after Arthur was born, like I've had people say, oh, you do this, this, and this. You got to remember, Arthur's 32, going to be 33 in February. And back then, I still, my first phone, my first apartment with Arthur as a baby had a dial phone. Do you hear where I'm going with this? There was no computer. Everybody was long distance. You know what I mean? There was no real way of staying connected with people except Christmas cards every year and the occasional phone call, and everybody was long distance. So I didn't even know. Well, I knew somewhere in the back of my brain that my older aunts and stuff had knowledge, but it never dawned on me which aunt to go and ask. And that was my Aunt Jane, right? But it never dawned on me to ask her. And one person said, oh, you just, put it on a frame and you just go zip, zip, zip with a piece of chalk. And I'm like, I said, but how do you sew all those pieces together to make a pattern? It like my brain, once it sees something, it latches on and runs with it. You've seen my quilts, right? Okay, I got to go back here. Remind me what I was saying. You just walked through the door. Hey, Andrew! Yes, my Dollar Tree lids are still holding their seal. Just make sure you put them in hot water just before you use them. They picked me up 15 different canned items. Woohoo! Go, Steven. Go, Steven. A video of a tea break from 2016 where you introduced Baby Grace. Oh, my goodness. My canning jar curtain was a gift from my friend Terry, the same lady who makes the gel wraps to put around your neck or your head in hot weather. So I had no knowledge. And I'm really glad I didn't buy a quilting book before I tried it, because I would have just looked at the book and been overwhelmed. So what I did was, my aunt, God rest her soul, Mary Jane's mom, sent me a swivel rocker, an upholstered swivel rocker. What is she barking at? Let's check the cameras, shall we? It's not a delivery truck, or she'd be going absolutely ape crap. Okay, so anyway, hi, Lori Lumax. So I moved from my apartment into a townhouse, subsidized housing townhouse. And my aunt sent me this chair in the back of Mary Jane's pickup, and it was covered with an old comforter, very much like the one my father wouldn't let me reclaim. Only it was a different color. Dad's was in pinks and stuff, and this one was in blues, but they were roses and stuff. And so Mary Jane said, Mom said, just throw out the blanket. And I went, no, because I was a single parent, on welfare, right? On mother's allowance. So I said, no, I'll use it. So I washed it. At that time, I was storing my brother's freezer and his washer and dryer until they found a place to live. So I washed it, but it kind of blew apart in the dryer because it was a cotton cover, and it was so thin that if you pulled it, it would tear. So, hi, Sue Marie, I'm doing good. So I found a mattress cover and I cut the end off of it. And I pulled it all the way over it like a sheet, like a cover, like a duvet cover. But then I started cutting up. I took one of his picture books, Arthur's picture books, and I started just cutting these rectangles out of all his receiving blankets because he was almost 2 years old. And he wasn't using them anymore. And I just started sewing them to that cover. And then I tied it. I had no idea what I was doing. But Arthur threw a shit fit when he found out I threw it out. When he was 14, he went to live with his dad. And the blanket was a toddler blanket. It was like he was already at 14 having to have it corner to corner instead of square, because if he pulled it square to his chin, half his shins and his feet would hang out, right? So, but what I had done is I had reclaimed some of the fabric from it and made him a new quilt before I threw it out. And then that quilt was stolen from him. So, I mean, once I figured out what I was doing after that first one, there was just no stopping me. No stopping me, and all of them were, wow. Back had to take supper and melt garlic parm butter for bread to be done. Hey, Skippy Jones. Trying to listen to you and lecture at the same time. Now, honey, that's just, you're asking way too much of your brain. Whose birthday is it? Well, I'll be here tomorrow, Stephen. Are you going to be here tomorrow? How old are you going to be? 29? It's like doing a puzzle. Yes. But once you figure out how everything fits, then it becomes easier to sew squares together and all those things. But you start. How old are you going to be? Good evening. Hi, Julie Aston. How's it going? No happy birthdays until tomorrow, but you be here tomorrow and you'll get your happy birthday. Well, you're not getting it from me, though. Not till tomorrow. Pardon me. So, what's everybody up to? Hey, Mr. Bucky, how are you? And Jess Ross. Just finished slicing homemade bacon yesterday and freezing it. Oh, God, I miss homemade bacon. Cooking and listening. I've got smothered pork chops and stuff in the, I call it pantry stock, but the potatoes are they're from the box in the pantry. And the pork chops came out of the freezer, but everything else is like, canned and dehydrated and stuff. Cleaning and getting the last 8 bunches of celery on the dehydrator. Wow. Yeah, you got like, 25 pounds of it or something? I'm doing quotes and listening. Making chicken enchiladas for dinner tonight. I've never made enchiladas before, but apparently Arthur makes really good tacos, not tacos, the chips. So apparently we're planning on that. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. Really, if you think about it, it's only a couple of weeks away and I'll get to have my kids together. So as soon as I find out exactly when, hey. Pork loin sale at Costco is day after Thanksgiving, so I'm not going. Ooh. It's going to be a nut job there. Going to be making me meatloaf for dinner. I haven't had meatloaf in a while. I'm going to have to see if I've got any burger in the freezer to make a meatloaf. Preparing to make G. You know what? Johnny Carson! Here's Johnny. Hey, Patricia. They sell it at Costco, 3.5 pounds of clarified butter. Hi, Rena. I'm doing okay. I'm knitting socks for Christmas gifts. Yellow bird up high in banana tree. Nachos. Thank you, Furby. So I'm looking forward to Arthur making nachos. when he comes up. I used to knit socks. Oh God, I used to knit starting in September. And I would knit and I would knit and I would knit. And I knit socks and mitts and hats and sweaters and teddy bears. That was, yeah. Yeah, his neck's a little floppy. This is Arthur's. And he's missing an eye. I'll have to find one. I made this for Arthur, and I made a green one for Briar. Briar's ended up out in the woods or something somewhere and got all chewed up by animals. Briar, right? So that was Arthur's teddy bear. One of the teddy bears I made for him. Well, I made a teddy bear. Briar got also got a knitted pussy cat. Ow, I got something on my nose. I get like a little ball of wax there or something. Broke my quart full of dried carrots. Oh no, Susie G. Oh, that's a lot of carrots, man. That's a lot of carrots. That's like 5 pounds of carrots, if not more. But my kids learned real early that Christmas always gave them something handmade. As a matter of fact, I made their pajamas 2 years in a row. I got a really simple pattern. Once I had a sewing machine, there was no stopping me. Like, I didn't make their clothes because it was too expensive to make their clothes, but things like pajamas, easy peasy, mac and cheesy. You know what I mean? Pajamas, quilts, they always got something handmade at Christmas. Sure. Hi, Nighthawk. How's it going? Walk Humbly WD. Hope to see some Christmas crafts and desserts soon. You're always creative with the holidays. Well, thank you, Walk Humbly. I am waiting for my mixer because I'm so ready to do some baking. It's not funny. And yes, I have a few crafts planned. I'm going to make some very simple ornaments this year. And yeah, I'm going to make some pretty simple ornaments, a couple simple ornaments this year. I'm going to do some baking. That's about all, you know. And depending on who's here, I will be live streaming the decorating of our half-acre homestead YouTube Christmas tree. I am using the 4-foot one this year so that it'll sit up on the table over there, and we'll see. It's going to sit over there somewhere and you know, twinkle in the background while we visit. I still crochet one of my gifts. Well, now I just kind of usually make them an ornament or something, right? Please talk to Bevan all caps. I bake and make gifts up in little baskets. Well, that's my kids are expecting. Like Arthur's like, well, you're giving me stuff for Christmas, right? And when he says you're giving me stuff for Christmas, he means pantry stuff. So yeah, I'll be making, you know what? I think I'll do a video on making up a gift box of pantry stuff. Okay, Tony DeLuca, you take care, sweetheart. My kids only got 3 gifts at Christmas, like gifts from the wise men. Wow. Did you see my ornaments made from my wedding dress? Yes, I did. You gave those ornaments, or you gave your dress away to be made into, correct me if I'm wrong, to be made into christening gowns or funeral gowns for stillborn babies, correct? And the person who was making them made you some ornaments out of the lace for your tree. That was so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm really happy for you, Stephen. I'm really happy for you. You still going to let me make a, pantry gift box? Sounds exciting. Well, I mean, you can buy these little wooden crates at Giant Tiger for like $10 or whatever, and they can be used for something else afterwards. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'm going to make, Can you redo a fruitcake recipe? I've been looking for a new recipe. Oh, I'm redoing it this year. I am not putting in candied fruit and green and red cherries and all that stuff. I'm making a true fruitcake this year, with raisins and prunes and apricots and cranberries and stuff. But yeah, I am going to do a new fruitcake recipe. Well, yeah, you can get little wooden crates at Giant Tiger, and you can get them to the point where they'll hold like I think it'll hold like 4 quart jars, or you can get them longer and narrower, and you just buy the crate and you line it. You can get them at the dollar store probably, right? We need to exchange fruitcake recipes, please. I don't have a recipe. Have you not seen my fruitcake videos? They're pretty much the same. 5 cups of flour, or is it 4.5? Don't quote me. 1 pound of butter, 1 pint of honey, 9 eggs. Tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. And that's it. You whip your butter and you mix in, and then you whip the honey in, and then you beat the eggs and whip those in. Right? And you add your spices, and then you do your flour, and you add your spices with the flour. And then you just start adding the fruit and the nuts as much as you can cram in. That's my fruitcake recipe. Get dried cherries for it, Bev. Delish. Really? Well, what I have now is pretty much what it's going to be, unless I make it out to a bulk barn. But I have dried cranberries. I have currants, dried cranberries, dried black currants, raisins. I don't have any yellow raisins. Prunes, apricots, and pecans. And I'm probably going to get some almonds. I saw them, but if it's different, want it. Okay. It's just going to be, but this year it's just going to be different. It's not going to have candied turnip in it and stuff. I miss my mom's baking, especially her taffy tarts. I've never heard of a taffy tart. Do you have a recipe? Or do you mean like butter tarts? No, because they're not taffy. What are currants? Currants I grow them. Black currants, red currants. They're in the gooseberry family. And when they're dried, they're really, really tiny. They're really, really tiny. But I bought some this year because all my currants went into jelly. Love the video. What video, honey? Just remind me to share the mincemeat recipe on Connected Hearts. I forgot to. Okay. Hey, Darlene, right? I never use citron in your fruitcake. Well, see, I started taking out all the things I didn't like. You know, the candied fruit, the little minced candied fruit. I looked it up. Most of it was candied rutabaga. And I'm not a fan of dates. Okay? And I'm not a fan of candied cherries, and I'm not a fan of candied fruit. So I've been every year experimenting. One year I made my own candied pineapple in different colors so that because my nephews are like, Aunt Bev, if you're going to make fruitcake, you don't have to make it like it looks like it come out of the store. Make a real fruitcake. That's what I'm doing this year. Hi, Lee McLeod. Working on your cards already? She never followed a recipe. She has dementia and she never wrote anything down, so all is lost. But you got to have some memory of the ingredients, because I would love to hear about those. That fake stuff is only real dried fruit. That's what I'm doing this year. I still have to get some slivered almonds, but other than that, yeah, I'm gonna make real fruitcake this year. I'm also going to make fruit and nut bread, like not just raisin bread, but when I make a holiday fruit bread. Hi, Joy Marie. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? I'm getting a SAM. I'm getting a commercial 8-quart tabletop KitchenAid should be here, but it's not. And as soon as that comes, let the baking commence. You will be getting bread recipes, multigrain bread recipes, fruit bread recipes, cake recipes, cookie recipes. Because I promised Arthur I would make him a tin full of gluten-free peanut butter cookies this year, because you don't need to use flour. You just need to use eggs, sugar, and peanut butter. No, not here yet. Not here yet. I got all excited when I saw a Perlator truck, and he said, I'm just going to leave it here. And it was the Brita filters. I need a great socket to me cake recipe. Hi, perfect timing. I can't wait until my KitchenAid gets here. I really can't. I can live vicariously through you. I do a lot of that myself, you know. I made a lot of money for each fruit cake. Okay, I missed something there. Mine have lots of booze, though. I don't put booze in mine, just because. I mean, I might put a little rum extract just to give it a little flavor, but no. I usually use vanilla or rum extract. I don't put booze in. The right hand of many a kitchen. Well, I'm going to be getting on Howie's butt tonight, because I want at least the white one, the little white one, torn down, because it still works. Torn down and regreased. He still hasn't done that yet. He also has to hook up my electrical for my KitchenAid. This is my thing. I want electrical behind my island. I want my island stainless steeled. Okay? The island floats. I can move it around, but I want it stainless steel on the top. Right? And it can always be covered, like I do, with tablecloths. Right? And I want 3 sets of plugs so that I can put all my small appliances on the island. The island. It's all about the butter, Stephen. Make 12 different dried fruit. Okay, Julie H. That sounds like a great idea. Island, great idea. Well, I have one. Andrew, I'm having my whole galley kitchen done in stainless steel. Oh, talk dirty to me, Andrew. Seriously. I took a long time. Howie built me that island, and then it's half finished, and it's been like that for like 2 years. I don't know how long. I don't even want to actually go back in my brain to figure out how long that island has been sitting there. Probably closer to 5 years. Without a designated electrical outlet and without my stainless steel top. Now, we did talk about butcher block, concrete, or stainless, and I wanted stainless because it would be easier for me to move around and easier for me to take care of. We don't like store. Hey, Mary Fair. I would love to build an outside kitchen. The thing with outside kitchens is you got to stock them. And because then you're taking all your stuff, all your canning equipment, all your crap out there to do it, just to bring it all back in the house. Might as well deal with the steam. No word on Sam Kim. He was supposed to be here yesterday. Still no word. But you never know. Howie may be getting one of those things, those cards in the mail. I should tell him. I'm going to. I can't because, well, what am I doing tonight? I am going to sit down to smothered pork chops in front of the TV. Oh my God. I'm so upset that I said that Tara had to die on Sons of Anarchy, because she did. Gemma killed her. For anybody else who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm on the last season of Sons of Anarchy. And, it's almost like, okay, I just got to watch this to get it over with so that I can say I watched the whole series, but it's really dark. I haven't been able to watch. So today I did some quilting and watched This Is Us. That's my show. My brother was in This Is Us recently. Well, not recently, but I recently saw him in This Is Us. I think it was season 3. Jack's baby. You know who I love? You know who my absolute favorite is? Tig. He's just real, right? Well, it doesn't help that he was Sex Machine in Dusk Till Dawn. He was the original Sex Machine. So, well, okay. Opie was my guy. Like, to me, I looked at Opie as a son, right? Chibs and Bobby and Tig, they're my boys. You know, I watch sometimes the way Jenna works, and I go, Howie, I said, do you recognize her? And he goes, yeah, that frightens me sometimes, because he's talking about me if we had taken a different path in life, right? Burnt bread on saying she should die. I know, just a show. I know. Well, Chibs is a Scotsman, and the scar on the right side of his face is actually a real scar. This one is fake because of the IRA thing. And with an E. I can't watch it because I'm reading the series, and it might change how I look at the characters. I'm having a real dilly of a time with Anne of Windy Poplars because it's mostly letter writing between her and Gilbert, right? And it feels weird. I don't know. Hey, Carrie Ramsey, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm now, if people are saying, oh, you've lost weight, you look great. No, I'm just a little more rested. I'm a little more rested than I'm resting up. So if you haven't been getting regular videos, you know why. I am resting up because holidays are coming. Hard read, good show. Well, there's so many characters. There's so many different characters in the Anne series that it's really, really difficult to feel them, right? And right now, I'm doing live readings on Little House on the Prairie, so it's going to be difficult for me to switch back and forth, but I'm going to work on it. Looking good is looking good. Thank you, Darlene. I'll take it. That's right. I'll take it. How is my Wi-Fi? It's crap. But it's better than ExploreNet was. And I'm also getting twice the gigabytes for half the price. So I'll take it. I'll take the win, right? What I'm really hoping for, you all heard me yesterday, is I'm hoping for Bell 5 because I want a studio. I don't want my office to be stuck into my craft room anymore. As soon as Howie builds a shop up there on the hill, I'm taking the barn, and I'm going to have him build me a soundproof studio so that an office so that I can go out there. I can do my Freaky Fridays, learn how to do podcasts, all this stuff, right? Thank you, Nighthawk. Oh, you're welcome. So anyway, it's coming on 53 minutes, and Papa's going to be home soon. So I need to close. And go check on dinner and sit back down to quilt. Because if I sit back down to quilt, actually, I can't quilt at this time of day. Because once I sit down to eat, it's like in front of the TV. You go into a bit of a food coma. Do you have a decor in mind? Soundproof. I want it simple. I want it simple. I want to plan it in my head, and that's a good question. Because these lights here, I'm going to actually do more. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these ones yet, but it's going to have lighting. It's going to have carpeting. It's going to have, it's going to have what I need it to have so that I can read without the sound of pool pumps and roosters and fans. It's going to have very quiet air conditioning. It's going to have electric heat. It's going to have a lot of things. And then I'm going to purchase a good microphone. I'm going to purchase a better camera. And I'm going to start doing live pods on whatever. someone's going to ask me a question one day, and I'm going to do a live pod on it, a podcast on it, kind of thing. I have to learn how to do that though. No, there'll be no kitchen. There'll be a water cooler or a hand pump water and a kettle and a microwave probably. Okay, maybe one of my little mini fridges will go out there for bottled water and stuff. But no, it's not going to be a kitchen. I'm not moving into my studio. It's not a studio apartment. It's going to be an office studio. Office with a mini fridge and a kettle, Probably my big 60 cup coffee maker will go out there. I don't even know why I feel so stupid. Did you just see the light bulb go off over my head? I have a 60 cup coffee maker. You know the kind with the spout? Why the hell have I not been using that to fill my jars with hot water when I'm canning? Oh, Marcus Moss, that's okay. I am reading Immortal Instruments now, and it's a great series. Ooh, okay. I could use some new books, but I only read a little bit at night because I'm reading so much these days, right? Anyway, oh, I meant for making cooking videos. No. The studio is not going to be a studio kitchen. It's going to be an office studio for Freaky Fridays, for live streaming, for editing, where I can edit in quiet and peace. I'll still do like kitchen recording in my kitchen, outdoor recording outdoor. I just need a quiet place where I can actually narrate books and without distraction and edit videos, right? Yeah. I just realized it. I have a 60 cup coffee maker. And I at one point had it full of water last winter so that I could have hot tea whenever I felt like it. It didn't dawn on me to use it in canning season for filling up jars. Completely. There's always next season. I use my kettle. I love it. 5 minutes from cold to boil. My kettle doesn't do that. Hi, Lorelei. All right, listen, I gotta go. I'm gonna go and feed some animals or birds because Howie's not gonna make it home in time before it gets dark. All right, so please, for all those who care to, please help me close with some spiritual nourishment now, or a spiritual hug, or whatever you want to call it. Don't feel bad if there's no judgment. If you want to leave, that's okay. But this is a plea to the higher power of our understanding. That means you do you, I'll do me. I have a personal relationship with God. And that's really how it should be. We just want to share. We just want to share, our positive feelings. All right? And get rid of the dark ones. So thank you, Carrie. Bye, Tina. Thank you, Nighthawk. All right, let's take a nice deep breath. Hey, Chief, it's us. How's it going? I'm not going to insult you by talking about my KitchenAid, God. I know you're aware. Thank you, God, for the good weather we've been having. It's going to allow us to stretch out the butchering of the chickens time because Howie has to go hunting this weekend. Thank you, God, for all my Facebook family and friends. I didn't mean Facebook. I meant my YouTube family and friends, because our Facebook Connected Hearts page is an extension of that. Some days, God, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have these people to show up for. Some days my life, it just has to be that simple. But God, There's a lot of things going on in the world, making people fear and think dark thoughts and worry. And the truth of the matter is, God, we should only worry about the things we have some say in. Let us not worry. If we find ourselves with anxiety, God, I think it's a good idea to let you handle all the things we got no control over. And we'll just list the things that we can do something about. And then as we strike them off the list, we'll feel better. But sometimes, God, that list feels really big. Okay? So you take all of the stuff that we have no control over, God, because you're the only one who does. And please help us to see the things we do have control over, or things that we do have some say in the outcome in our lives. That way, the balance is even, because we don't got your shoulders, God. So we got to deal with what we can. So thank you for helping us to, please help us to decide the difference between the two. Look after all our friends that are having medical procedures or suffering from illness or alone or frightened or battling addiction. God, just shine your love upon them all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Why? Because sooner or later, God, your love is going to hit a spark somewhere, and someone else's light can shine. Please, God, let us be vessels or examples of your peace, your patience, your love, and your tolerance. Let us shine the light of those gifts you have given us, so that others may see, and maybe we can push back some of the darkness. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Sorry if my prayers are getting long. Sometimes I ramble, and sometimes I know exactly what I need to say. Miigwech, merry meet, blessed be, shalom, peace be with you. Whatever your salutation or your faith wants you to say out loud, let it be said with love, okay? Because all you need is love, right? Stay centered, stay focused, and give the dark crap to God. He's got the shoulders to handle it. All right. Take care. God bless. And all things being equal and normal, we'll see you tomorrow. I love you guys.